Travis Wayne Goodsell. So I'm saving the tornado for the Mormon Exodus on my Travis Wayne Goodsell channel, and after uploading it on the TWG channel, check the comments, and the Mormon terrorist, because he doesn't deserve to be called a bully, he's far beyond that, he gave me death threats. And now he's trying a new tactic, but the same old stunt. And so if you remember your story from the Exodus, Pharaoh changes his mind, decides, nope, I want them back here as slaves, and goes out to hunt them down. He will not let them go. He will not let them be free. He will not let them leave to another land, which was still Egypt, but it was in another place. He would not let them go. He must control and enslave them. So, remember your Book of Mormon stories? There's an Exodus pattern that repeats itself numerous times throughout the book, particularly in the 116 pages that were rewritten. I've gone over that as to who the author is. But one of those is once they're on the Promised Land and they settle and they're starting to live their life, well, Lehi dies. And then what happens? Yeah, well, Laman is the firstborn birthright blessing son, and so it's supposed to be his right to rule over the family. But he wants to murder Nephi, and so Nephi has to flee, and there are those in the tribe who don't want to stay behind and have Laman as their leader. And so that pisses off Laman, and he can't let them go. He hunts them down, and it's an eternal hatred that is passed down from generation to generation. He cannot let them go to form their own promised land and build their society, their Zion, on their own. Laman got his own land, got people to raise up. He's the leader, and he can't let people go to have their free agency. He has to control the lives of everyone. So remember this, because this is what we are going to be faced with during the Exodus. There will be Mormons who survive, who do not want to go, and will try to enslave and control the lives of everyone, even if they have to hunt down those of us who exodus. It's coming. I already know one such terrorist. He again communicated this morning, letting me know on a different channel name and in a different tactic, trying to confuse me as if I'm contradictory, because he said previous videos involved meeting in Denver. It's still the same path. You still have to get to the I-91-6 to the 70. It's the same place. We then go from there. And then he tried to claim that I was going to commit crimes on my exodus. We're talking destruction. You don't commit crimes when there's destruction. It's survival time. So this ass said he contacted the authorities. He won't let me go. Do you see what he's done? He's thinking he's going to stop me from fleeing Utah. He wants to control me and my actions. He does not want me to have freedom. And apparently he missed all the other videos because he's paying very close attention. He's listening to all my videos, but he's selectively commenting. He knows I've been in contact with the authorities. I've done the videos where, okay, the other one's finished, it's doing its check, which it shouldn't do its check, there's nothing wrong with it, and there it's 5%, so screw you. Let's see if somebody gave me a death threat on this channel. Nope. I've been talking to you guys all about this. I went through the court system. I sued the church. They refused to let me sue. Refused to allow my presentation of evidence. They're protecting the church, the federal government, the courts. And so I've gone to other sources, the FBI, the DOJ, the president, Biden now. I've been in contact with the authorities, giving them the tips. And I've gone over it with you. The church is using tithing for the destruction of America. And this ass, this terrorist, thinks he's called the authorities on, oh, I'm going to loot and commit crime during my exodus. That which you falsely accuse in another reveals the same and worse fault in yourself. I've repeated that. He's heard that doctrine. He knows it. He's purposely terrorizing me. And so again, I just banned him. But because he didn't send a death threat this time, I couldn't report him to YouTube. Although YouTube is in on it with him because they're not shutting him down from his computer. He's pulling the tactic of terrorizing. I don't know if there's others besides me, but he gets banned from my channel. I don't know if YouTube's even bothering to punish him for his death threats. But then he comes back with a brand new channel, new name. It's the same IP address. I don't know why YouTube can't shut him down. They shut down Trump when he tried to pull a stunt on Facebook with a new channel because they know the IP address. When they ban somebody, they do it through the IP address. So, yeah, that's what we're faced with, is the church will not let us go. You know, they have no problem excommunicating and punishing, but when it comes right down to it, they need slaves for their kingdom. And they don't want to do the work, so they need others to be their slaves. And if you've paid attention to the news, we're still in a housing crisis with all the new homes built because nobody can afford the homes. This was Utah's plan, to have new homes built which only the rich can afford. I remember out there in Daybreak, people were complaining, these homes are too expensive. How are anybody going to live in them? You know, they were upwards of $500,000. Now, if you're not from Utah and you're 1 million for your homes, you may not understand Utah's economic system, but they screw us more so in Utah because of the lower wages that we have here in Utah. And that's slavery. You know, it's not plantations. They call them corporations now. And so they're not slaves, they're now called employees. They called the slaves the work. And so just because they change names and they change locations and they change the structures, it doesn't mean that the principle behind it has changed. And so, we're purposely enslaving Utahns already as people are struggling to survive. And the church has altered the scriptures so that tithing is from your wages as a slave. Slaves are forced to pay more to the church, which makes it even tougher for people to live. And the church says, no, you just have to learn how to budget. Maybe you should get a better job, a better slave job. They do not want to open up their storehouses. They resist, like insurance companies, when you need them. So, yeah, the church is committing all sorts of crimes. They profited off of coronavirus, and I might do that one today. It's somewhat insider trading, as they're calling it, revelation from God, with the stock market. But yeah, we'll see if I get to that one. But yeah, this video is for the part of the Exodus you all need to be aware of, is that those who survive whatever it is that's coming that will cause an Exodus, there will be Mormons who will not want us to go. They have their ruins here in Utah. Why won't they let us go? That's the weirdest thing of Mormons. They can't let people go. They won't let ex-Mormons go. Mormons insist on attacking ex-Mormons. How dare you leave? We're the true church. The only true church. How dare you? You are shunned from our family. We will destroy you financially. We will ruin your reputation. We will give you death threats. We will call the authorities. Oh, dear God. And I see it. I also see it. Not just in my life, but online by the Mormons who cannot leave my channel alone. They know I'm not a Mormon channel. They know, and yet they still watch. They listen. But they're looking for finding fault. And that's a sin. It's, fault finding. It's a sin. And Mormons, they do it. They think they're justified because they're the one true church. They're the elect. They're the leaders through the tribe of Ephraim. And they don't see the scriptural comparison.